Hey guys, Bluebridge here, and I'm going to be doing a little preview after our 4-1 victory over AC Milan. So guys, let's get into it. So I started making this video a bit later because I thought I'd watch the last 10 minutes, I think, of the Liverpool game just after our match finished. And Crystal Palace, congratulations, just like a bus, hasn't won a trophy at all in their entire existence, and then two come along at once. So FA Cup last year, followed by the Charity Shield, beating Liverpool on penalties. Reason I'm mentioning Palace, I'll tell you later. But anyway, back to our game. And so it wasn't, although the result was good, 4-1, the performance I didn't think was as good as our performance against Leverkusen on Friday. We started off well, we started off really strong, and we sort of carried on where we left off against Leverkusen, and we went 1-0 up inside 7 minutes, courtesy of an own goal by the player who got sent off, can't remember his name now. Then what we saw was something I know it sounds like I'm on Jackson's back, but this is something that Jackson didn't do for us a lot. Pedro Neto is a king of crosses, and a lot of times last season we crossed the ball, nobody to get on the end of it, but a nice cross by Neto, and this time we had the other Pedro, João Pedro, got on the end of it, good header, 2-0, and it looked like we were purring at that time. So great movement by João Pedro, sorry, I'm getting the Pedros mixed up, you know it all season, apologise from now. But great movement, and to get in that position in the first place, and that's what you see from João Pedro, intelligent movement all the time, looking to make things happen, and that's his 5th goal in 5 games for Chelsea. Excellent start to his Chelsea career. I hope this continues in the league when it matters, and I have no doubt that it will. So we'll see what happens. So again, Jamie Carragher, a message to you: is this not an upgrade? Time will tell, but I think it is. But then João Pedro, again, intelligent movement, spun his player. Again, the guy who scored the own goal, whose name I can't remember, and he gets sent off. And for me, okay, was it on sending off? Of course it was, because he was the last man. But because it's a friendly, sometimes what they do in friendlies, if a player gets sent off, they allow the other team to bring on a substitute to take his place, and I think that would have given us a better test. So I believe that had we carried on 11 versus 11, at the end of the day, the result doesn't matter. It's about getting fitness. But once they went down to 10 men, we just took our foot off the pedal. I hear some people, when I mentioned it on social media, say, no, we got to be able to cope with this because Milan dropped their lines and started to defend deeper. But I think it was more so, I don't think even they were defending deeper, because I thought they created quite a few chances when they were down to 10 men. I just feel that we decided to just control the game a little bit more rather than sort of going for the jugular, and so we slowed the tempo down a lot, and it took a lot out of our game. And if anything, as I said, the team, and especially in the end of the second half, who were creating most of the chances were Milan, and especially Leal looked quite dangerous today. And that's my worry, was the defence. Defending today wasn't the best, and they were finding the balls between the lines fairly easily, and they were playing these balls between the midfield and defence, the slide rule balls, and they got in a few times against us. For me, and there was a cross, I think, once, which was from set play, and there were 3 men lined up at the back post. We got away with that, but in the Premier League we won't. So we need to be defending better. I know we've lost Levi Colwill today. We lost Shalabar as well with an injury. So could we get by with the defenders we have? I'm not so sure. I don't know. I said the other day we may be able to, but we just don't know when it comes to the the big games and in the season. So I'm hoping so, but we'll see whether we go into the market for another defender. But the thing is, we've got 9 defenders on our book. But out of those 9 defenders, I love Josh Ashton-Pong, who came on. I thought he did okay. Bit beaten for pace a couple of times, which was a bit of a worry from the wide areas. But apart from that, I thought he did okay. Ansel Mina is quite young. And Tosin, I thought he played a 90. I thought he did quite well today as well. But Fofana, is he going to remain fit? Not sure. So yeah, defensively today we weren't as sure and certain as we were in the other games. And second half, we were a bit of the same, really, just not really playing. And then when the substitutions came on, we saw a bit more life in our game. And Esteval once again brightened up the match with his cameo performance. This guy, I think, he's always making the right decisions, and I just really think that he's gonna really cook this season. And it was the 2 substitutes he linked up. First of all, great cross by Delap, and Esteval was at the far post, and as he came running in, he's got his shirt pulled and got tackled from behind. Penalty. Delap decided to take it and scored with great aplomb. And then we also saw a great ball, great awareness by Santos to lay the ball off to Delap, and he had a great finish in the far left-hand corner, and that's the thing we see. Great, as I said. The other day he wasn't really in the game, but what we saw is if he has a sniff at goal, he knows where the goal is, he knows how to finish, and he's letting the manager know, look, I'm still here, I'm around, I'm available. And so it's a nice option to have, and it's good that he scored 2 goals as well. Builds up his confidence for the forthcoming season. Other performances, I thought Gittins wasn't as good as he was in his cameo performance the other day. Would he be better off come off the bench? I don't know. He started off with a couple of good step overs, but I think Musa on that side had his number, and a lot of his tricks didn't work out. He had a couple of wild shots, and so. But as I said, he's still young, so he can have some good games, some not so good games. So we still got to be patient with him. My only gripe about performance, apart from the defence, of course, was some of our decision making, but hopefully that comes with time. There was the Gittins one where he could have laid in Esteval, and there was another one where I can't remember who it was, where a pass instead of a shot would have been the better option. And so little details like that in matches that can count, that can make a difference, having the right decision. But anyway, in a comfortable 4-1 win. And I mentioned Crystal Palace at the beginning. Why? Because next week is when the business starts. We play against Crystal Palace, and from what I saw in that last 10 minutes of the game, they look a very organised side. Glasner's a very good manager. They're very organised at the back, and they can hit you on the break. They've got people like Mateta and Sarr, Eze who can hurt you. So it's not going to be an easy game, and Palace are coming off the back of a confident Charity Shield win, so their tails will be up. So the Charity Shield winners against the Club World Cup winners, so yeah, both tails are going to be up. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get on in the first game of the season, because I said don't underestimate Palace. They're no mugs, and I think they can be the dark horses next season for finishing in the top 6 or 7, because they finished the season on a high. So really good side under Glasner. So let's wait and see what happens next week. Now, next week will give us a fairer indication of maybe how our season's going to pan out. So a comfortable win against Crystal Palace next week, and then we're on a roll. If we find it tricky, because I said it's an organised side, we can have the solutions. Now we think, we've got players now. Last season the issue was how we break down the low blocks or the organised teams. Palace are going to be organised team. We've got some solutions in there now. Hopefully it can work out, and hopefully we will be able to take on Crystal Palace and get the desired result. As I said, great coach, knows how to plan for a game. He said he had Maresca's number last season. We had draws, 2 draws with them last season. Let's see if we can finally break that hoodoo and get a win against Crystal Palace, team we used to beat all the time anyway. So guys, what do you think of the performance against Milan? Are you confident going into our first game of the season against Crystal Palace? Put your comments in the section below. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you when I make another video. So take care. Bye-bye.